26th of September, 6 people were killed and 43 students disappeared at the hands of the local police force in the Mexican town of Iguala. The event led to the disarming of the authorities in northern Guerrero state, a corrupt local mayor running from the law, and national protests against institutional corruption throughout Mexico. 1 month on from the tragedy, none of the students have returned.
Yo lo recuerdo a cada momento, desde que era bebecito, desde que llegó a mi vida.
The circumstances which caused the tragedy have remained shrouded in mystery, a result of the Mexican authorities' refusal to make official statements. I met with Ernesto Guerrero, who was protesting alongside the students in Iguala on the day they disappeared, to hear his own eyewitness account.
We arrived in the city of Iguala at around 6 in the afternoon. Upon arrival in the town, the local police began to open fire on us. At first we thought there were warning shots fired into the air, but when we saw the Iguala police force, we saw that their firearms were aimed directly at us. They were firing from their pistols, but as soon as we heard the sounds of assault rifles, we ran for cover. We looked for rocks to hurl back at them and defend ourselves. They wouldn't stop shooting. It felt like it was raining bullets. We had arrived in buses, and the police drove their pickup trucks through our ranks and entered the third vehicle. Those who were inside were herded at gunpoint into the police trucks and taken away. Those are the same 43 students who remain missing to this day.
The sleepy town of Iguala, set in the rolling hills of Guerrero state, has become the focal point of a national debate over authorities which are seen to terrorize their communities through involvement with organized crime. The search for the students has electrified Mexico, having struck upon a national fear and loathing of corrupt authorities which exist to protect society.
Pues el gobierno, digo, en vez de que pues haga algo por los estudiantes, que los apoye como a nosotros como campesinos, al contrario, digo, pues él se une con los grupos de crimen organizado, la verdad, porque pues no se puede negar, ¿verdad? En vez de cuidar la sociedad, protege a los delincuentes.
The events of September 26th were the culmination of a long history of institutional corruption in Guerrero state, a culture of terrorism and brutality that is only now coming to be recognized.
Exigir castigo ejemplar a los autores intelectuales y materiales de los hechos ocurridos en esta ciudad de Iguala.
Si yo mi país lo quiero mucho, mi estado lo quiero mucho. Iguala muy bonito, pero está bañado de sangre.
Since the students' disappearance, the area around Iguala has been searched thoroughly. The exploration of the countryside has not resulted in the 43 young people's return, but has turned up an enormous amount of clandestine graves, ranging from 6 months to 4 years old, revealing an ugly history of violence in Iguala. Jose Alvarez works to clear land set aside for development, and has had his work cut out for him since the students' disappearance.
Terrenos vendidos y a mí me contrataron para limpiar todo esto. Sí, yo les estoy limpiando para que no vaya a haber otras de esas que me están diciendo otras cosas, que no quieren ver eso. Sí, y por eso desde la otra semana estoy limpiando.
Crisforo Rodriguez has headed up the student search party throughout Guerrero State since their disappearance.
Y hemos venido trabajando desde el 5 de este mes de octubre, de que lo que le pase a un compañero, ahí vamos a estar todos.
Since the disappearance of the students, friends, family and concerned people from Guerrero have been searching around Iguala for them. It is this team of volunteers, rather than the authorities, which has discovered the majority of the mass graves found around Iguala.
Pues las fosas son pequeñas, sí, y no las entierran muy hondo, a 1 metro aproximadamente, sí, bajito, y pues se sabe de antemano de que ellos mismos, las víctimas, los secuestrados, escarban su propia fosa. Una vez que ya terminan, los matan y los entierran, y algunos hasta los entierran vivos.
We're here with the people who are looking for these 43 missing students. What they're doing is looking for ground just like this, where there's a lot of bush, a lot of shrubbery here, a lot of greenery, and looking for areas which aren't so green, where the soil has been moved. Once they find these areas, they look for ground. You can see here that the ground is quite hard, quite compacted, whereas here, where it's sunken, the ground gives way underfoot. So I think what we can probably say is that here, among the other 9 mass graves that have been found in this particular area, there's at least one person buried under here. It's not one of the 43 students who went missing, due to the fact that it's quite clearly been here for quite a while. Rodriguez's team has been extremely successful in uncovering mass graves, and although they have yet to find any of the students, the objective of their mission, they nevertheless feel that they are uncovering the ugliness of Iguala's past.
Andamos donde la gente nos indica, donde la gente nos señalan de que existen probablemente fosas clandestinas. Ayer tan solo en 10 minutos encontramos 6 fosas, pero con la participación de la gente sabe dónde están, de dónde se han hecho esos tipos de males, ¿no?
Over 20 clandestine graves containing multiple bodies were found in the countryside surrounding Iguala over the 25 days following the students' disappearance, with more being discovered as the search net is widened.
Porque como dicen unos compañeros, lo que se pierde en casa, el dueño de la casa sabe. No puede venir otro vecino a buscar lo que yo perdí, ¿verdad?
Many of the search party believe they are wasting their time looking for the students in places where they know they cannot be found.
La verdad nosotros estábamos muy molestos, mis compañeros muy enojados porque nosotros a eso venimos. Y pues nosotros no ganamos un peso. O sea, ya tenemos aquí desde el día del martes hasta ahorita. Luego mis compañeros van y vienen y vamos, como ellos que vienen llegando, otra vuelta ya vinieron y otra vuelta.
The majority of the search party's discoveries have been made in areas where the authorities have attempted to restrict access, such as San Miguelito, where their search has turned up numerous clandestine graves.
Ya sabemos que no están aquí los jóvenes, que es lo que nos da gusto. Digo, es una tristeza que alguien esté, si es que estaba, enorme, porque no dejan de ser un ser humano y se tiene que resolver esto. Lo que queremos es clarificar también, a la vez que estamos buscando es que se aclare. ¿Por qué el gobierno no nos ayuda?
Rather than a help in their search for the missing students, the search party claims the authorities have been a hindrance.
Los federales dijeron que sí, ahora sí, que si vendían ellos sí entraban, pero de pronto recibieron una llamada del alto mando diciendo que se suspendía el operativo.
Following allegations that the Iguala police force murdered 6 people on the same day that the 43 students went missing, Mexico's President Enrique Peña Nieto ordered the federal forces into the town to take control of the region. The Iguala municipal force of over 400 officers was disarmed, 22 of them arrested, and a further 117 removed to a military compound nearby for questioning.
The police thinks that the simple fact of being issued a firearm gives the complete liberty to use the firearm against its citizens.
With the local police force gone, many residents of Iguala claim they finally feel able to speak out about the brutality under which they suffered.
La policía siempre ha sido muy corrupta. Se daban casos, muchos. Mira, la ciudadanía igualteca de antemano siempre vivía atemorizante en ese sentido, ¿no? Porque sí, se supone que la policía está para cuidarnos, para protegernos, no para desaparecernos ni para enterrarnos. La ciudadanía igualteca conocía todos estos casos, inclusive las fosas que se han encontrado. Sí, no es nuevo, es muy conocido por nosotros. Desgraciadamente nadie ha alzado la voz, nadie quiere alzar la voz.
Porque había gente que más de repente tenía problemas con alguna autoridad o con